Hey guys, let's talk about some astrology. Like, they changed the debuff on this shit a little bit. As you can see, it looks the same for Orbital Pulse and Starlight Veil for the most part, except for the extra 15 seconds on that duration. But take a look at this. It's like a 20-point difference, on this shit. So it's like, you know, you have to move some stuff around with this new astrology shit. Like, I didn't really need to change my Fate Foretold, my Reeve, my Nova Blast, or my Gravity Well. It's just everything else got a slight change or upgrade or downgrade. Like, I admit, like, one thing that I will say, and this is something you can skip on mine, I just like to have this on mine, because I like to tank, or I like to do Berserk, which is a form of bruising. But, yeah, like, what they did was they changed that, but the additional damage that enemies take went from like 15% to like 45%, as you can see on Starlight Veil, compared to everything else being like 30. But yeah, they changed that, so that's something that you need to know. And remember, this effect is increased by 50% if you have ERG 50. So remember that this shit's disgusting. Now, with that said and done, what I was able to do was I kept the lower enemy defense and protection, of course. Kept the pool 1 and 2. Um, I had increased the party HP, enemy takes boosted damage, and range. Now, I normally used to have range not on this set and use the headpiece, but since I had to sacrifice the defense and protection one, which if you can go into here, we look at that and you'll see that it's not as good as Starlight Veil, like it's like half, but if you really put everything together, you're like literally losing like probably like 30 points over the board, but it's better than nothing. Now I got rid of the range on and switched it for quick recovery and cooldown upon critical hit, which is a lot stronger as you can see because it increases it by 3 seconds. So that's nice. And I kept lower enemy attack, so that way when things get near me, I reduce the damage by 4% for the most part. Um, Party HP, but yeah, that's where I moved these. Um, Over here, I just got rid of the slow and added the HP recovery for the most part, but other than that, and for this one, I just gave quick recovery and a critical hit. Like I had to take the slow off of this to make it work a little bit better, but I'm banking that the slow on this will pretty much make up for it. And I also increased that charging speed. Now this no longer heals me, but I think this is a lot better at healing, so that's good. And now with that said and done, we're just going to go over these real quickly. So for your Veil, you want lower enemy defense and protection, and magic defense and magic protection. Same thing for level 2 of that. You want both pool 1 and 2. Enemy takes boosted damage is so important now. And you only get one of those. And I have recover HP, of course, and range. That shit's nice now. Not gonna lie. Like the extra range on my veil is nice. I don't have to 100% rely on the reforge on my headpiece just to have range on this bitch. Now, with lower enemy attack, I've always had this on here, but it's still gonna be a staple, especially now that I had to put my defensive shit on here. Now, this is not gonna have as much range, so I just push this button to get more defensive and to recover some HP. And it has quick recovery and a decreased cooldown based off of its critical hits. Even though with the range that I have it at, it's not going to be really critting on it. You know, anytime soon. That's just a button that's specifically for me. Um, Now for this, it's just range 1 and 2, and with pull 1, because you can't get pull 2 on here, and then you have fortune aspect to make the card yellow, and then recovery is something that I added to this. Now with this, it's the same thing: quick recovery and critical hit. With control aspect alignment, so that way that can be purple, but it's slow and push, as well as uh charging speed increase, so charges faster. Now, if you watched my previous video, you should know this is range 1 and 2. This is a freaking push and pull. This is well, this is push, and this is pull 1 and 2, and this is fortune, so this is yellow, and this is the Heelys. Now this is like, I just threw random shit on here. This really doesn't matter. It's just control alignment, recover party HP, slow enemy, quick recovery. Don't give a fuck about that. Now this I do, because I 20% splash damage is nice, especially since I think that's a typo. It's also 20% splash range. Uh, as well as the boosted damage, I made sure to get that on there. So like when I'm charging everything up and I do my fate foretold, my fate's gonna clap. Not the bonus crit damage path, but it's stepped down. Now with this, you definitely want your range increase. You want your 2 pulls. You want your starting charging range increase, so that way it charges up faster. You want the HP recovery, and you can put in magic damage. It should be fine. And that is pretty much my astrology build in that case. But the cards that I like to use are these ones. I definitely love those reductions. Nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoy your new debuff patch. I know I'm gonna enjoy it for as much as I can.